Hi, my name is Babak. I'm the founder of Forte Search Partners. We're a culture-based executive search and education company. Today I'm going to share with you on how to get rid of that excess baggage and have a culture of peace. I'm going to tell you a story. About 9 years ago, my wife and I moved here to Palo Alto with our family to be in this community. You know, the act of moving is one of the most stressful times for anybody. And that day we had moved, and around 5 o'clock at night, we were all beat and tired. We got our first knock on the door. I opened the door and it was a neighbor who had very negative energy. The only thing she said, without even saying hi, she pointed back and said, "Is that your car parked illegally on the curb?" I looked over and I said, "Well, let me come outside." So we both go outside, and it was my mom's car that she had parked illegally 6 inches on the soft curb. It was still enough room for any passerbys, any pedestrians to walk side by side, maybe even three people passing through side by side. However, she said, "This is illegal. You can't park like this. You need to move your car right now or I'm going to call the police." I promptly got the keys from my mom and moved the car, and that was the end of our exchange. We were throwing daggers at each other the whole time. The next day, we got another knock on the door, and it was the same neighbor. This time, she had very different energy. She said, "I really apologize for my behavior yesterday. I had gone to the dentist and I was heavily medicated and I just wasn't being myself." I accepted her apology and closed the door. However, I carried that grudge, that negative emotion, for 8+ years. Every time I see her passing by, there were still daggers coming out of my eyes. Some of them had flames on it. And for her, she had let it go. So I'm like, why aren't I letting it go? What can I do to have a peaceful life and a peaceful culture in our community? The first thing that I did, and I started doing that when we first moved into this house, was meditate. Meditating really helps ground me and being mindful and being present with my family. The second thing that I've learned recently when I wrote my book called Culture Drives Success is to write down exactly how I felt about that exchange. Write down about all the emotions that I had, the grudge that I kept, the space that rented in my head for so many years. So when I wrote it all out, physically wrote it out on a piece of paper, crumple it up and threw it away in the garbage, it got rid of my grudge. It was a miracle. I just felt so much lighter. And that's what I recommend for you. 1, try to meditate. It really helps you with peace and being present. 2, if you have any type of grudges or negative emotions, write it on a piece of paper, crumple it up and throw it away. That's the way to find a culture of peace. That's my story. Peace out.